keeping out the demon, the enemy. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness.
Howdy everybody, Colorado Biker back again, and yes, I'm doing another cooking video. I had lots of requests for them, so I'm just going to keep going. And I said I was going to do some for the chicken soup stuff. So tonight we are doing noodles, just homemade egg noodles. So what we are doing here, I have already weighed out about 18 ounces. Actually, let's turn that off. I have already weighed out 18 ounces of flour. And if you want to be accurate whenever you're doing flour, if you got to be really accurate, you got to do a scale, okay? You got to do a scale. This will be a little over because I did it for the bowl, so it'll be a little over. But believe me, this is 18 ounces of flour, okay? So I use the scale to weigh it out. So I have 18 ounces of flour here by weight, okay? And then I have 6 eggs. So it's 18 ounces of flour, 6 eggs, which I'm just going to whisk together here. And for the recipe, we're also going to need 3/4 of a tablespoon of just plain old salt. Now what I do is I put the salt in with the eggs. It acts as an abrasive and it helps to beat the eggs. You want to beat the eggs. Bad eggs. Bad eggs. We're going to beat them in here. We're just going to mix them. Here we go. Doesn't have to be too perfect. We're going to need this anyway. And the other thing that we're going to need is we're going to need about 1.5 tablespoons of good quality olive oil. Okay, so there's a tablespoon. And we'll do almost 2. Whoop, little dribble there. Excellent. There it is. We are going to mix that in. And in my pasta, I like a little bit of white pepper in the pasta just to give it a little more flavor. Now you can add whatever herbs you want. You've probably seen like the pink stuff and the green stuff. The pink stuff is usually paprika, but you can use any spice that you want in the flour, any dried spice that you want to give it a flavor. So paprika, chili powder is another good one. Cayenne if you want hot and spicy, or you can use you can also use powders. You can like use spinach powder, dried spinach powder. You just dry some spinach and put it in a blender, blend it until it's a powder, mix it in. You can use all sorts of stuff in here. So that's the mixture. So this is actually pretty darn easy to make homemade pasta. So get rid of that. Let me grab a fork here, my blending fork. Yes, I have a special one because it's thick and it's heavy and it's really durable. I bend the other small forks. So we're going to take our egg mix and we're just going to pour it in with our flour and whatever spice you want. There we go. Got it all. Then we're just going to blend it together until we form a dough. Dough! Sorry, channeling Homer there. Okay, so we're done with the egg. And if it is not quite enough egg, you can always add just a little bit of water. But we should be good here. So this should start forming up. There we go, it's forming up into a dough. And this is a whole egg pasta. This includes the egg yolk. You can also do just an egg white pasta where you separate out the eggs, but this is chicken soup. We don't have to go that crazy for it. There we go. Now it's starting to form. So what I'm going to do now that it's starting is I'm going to have some flour handy. Flour up my cutting board because we got to knead it. There we go. Dump it out. Start mashing it together with the hands. And get a little bit of flour in my hands. And there we go. And it will stick to your hands initially a bit. But there we go. And we're just going to work it. And we're going to knead it just like we do bread dough. Now you can also make other pasta. I think I've got another recipe which is just pasta dough, but that uses semolina flour, okay, which is a different kind. It's a hard red wheat flour, and that is what pasta is made out of. This is the quick and dirty, down and easy, you know, make it in 5 minutes, 10 minutes pasta dough for the family after work, when you get home, whatever. There we go. And we're just going to keep kneading. And this is a pretty heavy dough. This is a pretty thick stuff. So we're just going to keep kneading until we get a nice smooth consistency. Whoop. See, it's even looking like pasta dough, isn't it? Use that to pick up. And yes, I just bleached the countertops so the countertops are clean. I've been bleaching a lot of stuff recently with the plague that's been going around. So, and I washed my hands and everything when I did that. And I sterilized my hands in the process of bleaching the counter. So, and you'll feel when it becomes a dough. And yeah, that's a dough. So we got a nice dough going. And I'm going to show you the cheap way, the easy way to do the noodles. So, work all that in there. And what I find helps is I roll it into a log. And what you can do is you can make this dough up. You don't have to use all of it. You just wrap it in plastic wrap when you're done and put it in the fridge. Then you can use it the next day. As long as you keep it wrapped up nice and tight and not in the air, you can keep it for several days and have fresh pasta every night. So there we go. Simple, fresh pasta recipe. Real easy. So, we'll get the soup going here. I've already got the soup starting to heat up. Yep, there we go. Turn that on high and get that boiling. This is the same old chicken soup I made last time. Last time I made dumplings. Tonight we're having chicken noodle soup. Homemade noodles. Okay, there we go. So, we have our dough. When that goes to boil, we'll knead it a little bit more. Alright. Excellent. Okay, so there it is. Nice and rolled. And I roll it into a log. One, it makes it easier to wrap in plastic, and two, makes it easier to portion. So, do a portion. Do about that. That's about one portion right there. Okay, put that back in the bowl. A little bit more flour. Now we're going to roll it out. And I do have a pasta roller. I do have a pasta machine, but I'm showing you the quick and easy method. Okay. And what I'm going to do is take it, this is an old beer bottle. So really good beer. Tremens, I think, from Belgium. But it's a nice thick glass bottle. Really thick. And I'm just going to roll it out to the desired thickness and size. And this will grow a little bit in size when you put it in the pot. So, there we go. And you don't have to have it perfect. This is noodles for soup. If I was doing pasta for dinner or something like that, and just pasta, I'd put it through the pasta roller, pasta machine. But this will work for what we're doing. Alrighty. Oh, that's looking beautiful. So you can see about the thickness that I'm getting right there. Maybe a little bit thinner. And when you roll it out, it also just firm it up quite a bit. There we go. Okay. Now, you could do it the slow way to cut noodles and just chop, 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 chop. I'm going to cheat. I cheat a lot when I do this. I'm just going to roll it up. There we go. Into another tube. Sharp knife. And you really should have a nice sharp knife like this. You don't want to do this with a dull knife or you're just going to mush it. Now look, fettuccine, what do you know? Soup noodles. But you can make them as thick or as thin as you want. It's up to you, it's your soup. There we go. We're just going to toss it around to unfurl it. There we go. There's our noodles. Look at that. Simple, easy, quick. No need for some pasta machine that's like $80 or $50 or whatever. Just like that. Gonna give them a slight sprinkle of flour so they don't stick together too much. Alright. So that's one portion. The soup is still waiting to boil, so I'll do another portion. So, we'll do, yeah, that's about right. There we go. Once again. And once you have the noodles done, you can even dry them like this. You can lay them out flat on a rack and let them dry. What I am going to do though, since I'm making more, just put them on a prep plate here. Come on. They'll unfurl a bit when you get them in the liquid too. So, we're going to roll out another one. A little bit of flour. You don't need a lot of flour. This is a really thick dough, so it doesn't stick to itself much. It doesn't stick to much. It doesn't stick to itself or anything else, really. So, and with the flour in this, it will also thicken the soup a little bit to where it's almost like a stew. Not quite, but close. There we go. Just want to make sure I'm getting it evenly done. Flip it over. Came close to sticking to the cutting board there, so all I gotta do is flip it over and it works. Oh, happy dough. Happy dough, happy dough, happy dough. Maybe make this stuff a little bit thinner. Okay. Same procedure. We just roll it up. Once again, really sharp knife. Okay, toss it around. Beautiful, look at that. That's pretty. I like that. Fresh noodles. All right, chicken noodle soup, here we come. More of those. Soup is almost boiling. Oop, don't want it to burn on the bottom since I got it on high. All right, about medium. Woo, there it goes, there she goes. Now on this one you do want a nice rapid boil going. The nice thing about this dough is it's ready to use right away. Unlike a semolina dough, that one you got to let it sit in the fridge for 24 hours before you can use it. So, there we go. And it's boiling. So we're just going to drop the noodles in a little bit at a time. And these will take about 6 to 8 minutes to cook in boiling soup. So, and one thing I do not recommend is using something like a spatula unless you got to scrape the bottom. So you don't break the noodles, I use a chopstick. And there we go. You can see these are going to be nice, hearty, healthy noodles. Look at that. See, they're already puffing up a little bit and starting to firm up. Sometimes this fresh pasta will take 2 minutes, depending on how hot you have. So sometimes you can just take a couple minutes and you got fresh pasta. And I think that's what this is going to do. Turn up the heat a little bit again because that cooled it down when I put the noodles in because they were cold. So there we go. Beautiful. Look at that. See, they are starting to break a bit. But that's what you get when you make homemade noodles for chicken noodle soup. So we'll just let that come to a boil. And they should be done pretty quickly. This is a 2-minute batch. So, oh yeah. Time to get a bowl and a ladle. And this one might take a bit longer. You can always test. Yep. Couple more minutes. Could have used a little bit more oil in it. That's all right. Missed one. Yummy. Okay. Yeah, probably should have put 2 tablespoons of oil. That's okay. Okay, so for the recipe, it's not a tablespoon and a half, it's a full tablespoon, or full 2 tablespoons. Been a few weeks since I made it, and I'm going off of memory here. Okay, we'll let that go for a minute. And we have noodles. Look at that. Oh, they're looking pretty. And you can see the soup is starting to thicken a little bit as well. So, and I'm going to get something to put on top. I like Parmesan cheese on it. So I got some shredded Parmesan here. Beautiful. The soup is thickening nicely. Any little excess flour that was on it kind of works like a roux in the soup. Turn it down a bit. And then let's test again. Let's get a little one. There we go. Come here, little one. Yep, and that's a homemade noodle. It is done. So as you see, that was about, what, 3-4 minutes? So it really doesn't take that long to cook. So this is fresh noodles for chicken noodle soup. Enjoy. Oh, I'm gonna, let's see, let's get some in the bowl here. Oh, look at that. Excellent. And of course, let's add some cheese, because you gotta have noodles with some cheese. And there we go. Jewish penicillin chicken noodle soup, all fresh. There you go. Enjoy.